YouTube, what is up? So we're back at the Meriden parking garage at the Meriden Mall here in my hometown, Meriden, Connecticut. So I think I figured out what is up with the idle on the car, why it jerks a little bit on RPM when I drive. I think the reason why is because I have my O2 sensors completely disconnected. I have half of one in the front right now, meaning I had to cut off half of the front O2 sensor, and the back one is completely removed. I removed that one, the O2 sensor. It still runs, it drives fine, but the RPM still kind of like jerks up a little bit, like when I'm on the gas pedal, like maybe not even a third of the way down on the gas pedal. Other than that, it runs pretty smooth, not gonna lie. I like to have that sunroof up, give it that like nice sporty look. Look at that. Yeah. And then using this tripod helps the video come out a lot more stabler. And right now this parking garage is like completely empty. Like usually it's pretty empty in here, not gonna lie. Maybe one day I'll start hosting car meets, not gonna lie. That'll be coming soon one day, maybe sooner than later. So far, I don't know what else to really talk about on this thing right now. I mean, honestly, I don't really have anything else to post for today. If you guys are going to ask about the front brakes, which I'm pretty sure you guys might even think about that, the front brakes are actually new. Those are actually brand new from when I got the car fixed, because the front ones were really rusty and they were like just almost done basically. So I had those changed out. The back tires, nothing really done with the rotors on that one, but if you guys really want to check the rotors, you can tell they're brand new. Not the caliper's still the same. But the rotor and brake pad are new on the front of the car. Like I said, parking garage is mad empty right now. So, and I know I gotta fix a couple other things on the car. I gotta still install the 2 new O2 sensors. I'm still having some trouble taking off the front, the half of the front, because the 22 millimeter, for some reason, the bolt is still like stuck in. It's like rusty. I don't know. I tried a lubricant, like some kind of oil grease, to like get it out. It's made for that, and I couldn't get it out. So I'm gonna have to find a very strong 22 millimeter wrench or socket or something to get that off, because the front cat converter is actually pretty hard to take off the O2 sensor, only because of the fact the downpipe is literally right next to the O2 sensor. So like the O2 sensor is here and the downpipe is right here. That's how close it is. So you have to get a specialized socket wrench or some kind of socket tool to get that front cat converter O2 sensor off. So I gotta wait till I do that because right now the car's not registered, obviously. So that's obviously trouble already as it is, because you don't want to get pulled over with no registration, because then cops can actually have your car towed, and that is more of a pain in the backside, because then if your car gets impounded, insurance rates go up, and then that's not good at all. So let's keep talking about the car. So I still got to do the O2 sensors for front and back. Honestly, once I'm done with that, I'll just have to drive the car around, and then it'll be ready for emissions testing. And then after that, car will be registered and everything. But until I do that, it's probably gonna stay the way it is right now. I got to figure out really how to get that front O2 sensor off, though. Seriously, I didn't think the front one was gonna be a pain. I thought the front one was gonna be easier, but it's only harder only because the downpipe is literally right here and the O2 sensor is here, and there's not really too much space to really move a wrench around or anything. The back one is actually a lot easier than the front one, surprisingly, and the back one took a lot less time than the front. So, yeah. Any other future plans for this thing? I don't know. Not at the moment I can think of. I'm sure there's still plenty more. I could lower it more. A lot of people have been asking me to lower the car. Even my own brother tells me, like, why don't you just lower it more? I mean, I think that's personally low enough for me, only because I don't want to deal with being too low and then you hit a bump and then you underscrape something or break something. I've seen people do that, and I don't want to be one of those victims, honestly. I know the back used to be a lot higher than the front. The front's always been low, naturally, since I bought it, but the back has been lowered. I think this happened when I took it to the Ford dealership to get it fixed at the time. I think they lowered the rear, so it's actually a lot lower than it used to be. So, and honestly, it's actually low enough for me, for my preferences, honestly. This is personally the best, the way it is right now, lowered. I cannot really see this thing any lowered anymore. And yes, you guys are probably seeing that. If you guys ever notice this cable, I'm just gonna mention that right now. That cable hanging underneath is actually my underglow lights. I think they snapped it or they cut it when my car was getting fixed recently when I picked it up. So I noticed that like I think a couple days after I got my car back after it got fixed. So yeah, I have a lot to fix on this thing still. So between the O2 sensors, the underglow lights, and I have to get a new relay for the underglow lights for the positive terminal because I snapped that off last year. So no underglow lights, and also still no underglow lights only because the fact that wire right there is actually part of the underglow light system. So until I get that fixed, no underglow lights. Until I get the O2 sensors fixed, I guess it idles fine, but its drivability, like the RPM just goes when I'm like a third of the way on the gas pedal. Like it just, yeah. That definitely has to do with the O2 sensors though. So I'll have to get those changed out, obviously. So that'll be done soon. I'm trying to get that done as soon as possible, not gonna lie, so I can get this thing finally registered. I gotta find someone who has a 22 millimeter socket or 22 millimeter wrench or something. I need a very strong 22 millimeter tool because I broke one of my tools. It wasn't a 22 millimeter. I was using an adapter and it snapped off, unfortunately. So yeah, it snapped off because that's how strong that's how stuck the O2 sensor in the front is on the cat converter, unfortunately. So, I mean, that's really about it. YouTube, I mean, I had nothing really else to record today except do this. So, yep. Stay tuned, YouTube. There's gonna be some more car videos coming out this year. This year's only just getting started. So, I'll catch you guys in the next video.